guys, and welcome back to the channel. This is part of a series called Tracking My Progress, and it's all about updates from various areas of my life, including finance, career, and tracking other goals as well. If you're interested in seeing how I develop in terms of property investing, trading, investing, health goals, and other things, then definitely consider subscribing. At the moment, we're going through something really quite interesting. I don't know if you can call it interesting. Hopefully it isn't terrifying and terrible, but it's the coronavirus or COVID-19. And we're talking also about how I'm reacting financially and also in other ways. And I can talk about today's progress. So I was doing some trading. Now, yesterday, if you remember, I made around £1,400, which I think is around $1,700 yesterday. I did that from a variety of different sources, both trading options on the indices in the US, S&P 500s, also my Marks and Spencer's options, which I sold. Fortunately, I sold them, because I'll tell you in a minute what happened today. And then also trading in and out of the 100 and also Marks and Spencer's. Now today was the opposite, reversal. Boris Johnson made some speech, which I'll talk about a little bit, but Marks and Spencer's jumped up from around, 160 to 168, was it, or 158 to 170, something ridiculous. Jumped up massively. The FTSE 100 also jumped. EasyJet and Boohoo, all of these ones I was shorting, and they went up considerably, so I lost a bit of money today, around £700 in that account. But interestingly, my other account, which is more focused on the US and options, I had some weekly options on the S&P 500 and made about £300 with them, so only lost around £400 today, which is still pretty bad. Pretty tumultuous day, and I feel like I am learning more. I guess the lessons from today, I'd say, from my trading was, I noticed that if I'd kept on a little bit after 3:30, Marks and Spencer's fell a little bit, and my shorts would have lost a lot less money, so I probably would have been down maybe £100 less. Also, no one knows what's going to happen tomorrow. It looks like they might fall since what Boris Johnson, our Prime Minister, at the time of speaking, has mentioned. I'll go on to that in a minute. You probably already know. I imagine this video will be published a couple of weeks after this news. We're talking, it's Tuesday now, it's the 3rd of March at the moment. So what else has happened? Well, I spoke to my employer, and they've granted me ability to work from home almost indefinitely until we have more news about the virus, this COVID-19 coronavirus. So that's amazing. I'm able to work from home. I think that's going to really help in terms of reducing spreading the disease. The reason why I asked for this as well is because my mom, my godfather, and my father-in-law are also all at high risk. My mother has diabetes and had a lung condition when she was younger. Can't remember the name of it, but it was a serious condition. So she's at higher risk, and she's also in the worst age category and has diabetes. My godfather, who is very, very close to me, has had heart failure as well as has diabetes and is old as well, so he's at risk. So I thought I would feel too guilty. I wanted to email my employers to say I want to limit my travel. I don't want to have that on my conscience that I would have contributed, so I did that. I chatted to some people today about coronavirus, COVID-19. We have around 50 cases in the UK. I've been posting on Facebook since the 27th of January 2020 about the risks. At that point, there were 500 cases. They ballooned to 4,500. And I was talking to my friends and family that I thought there was a risk of it going global and turning into a pandemic. People thought I was a bit crazy at the time. We now have around 90,000 cases. And I think about Spanish flu. I think about that had a similar death rate. I think that the last 20 years, people haven't been taking things seriously. We had the beef crisis, CJD, mad cow disease. We had SARS, MERS, bird flu, swine flu, all of these things that didn't cause any real, they did cause deaths, but nothing on a wide scale. They didn't go global, but this feels very different. But still, I'm chatting to people and they're not taking it seriously. I'm asking people to work from home, to not travel, to consider making alternative arrangements for their children in school, things of that nature, and people are not listening. So maybe by the time this is published, there will have been a vaccine, I hope, but it's looking like the US government has stated that they won't be a vaccine for between 6 to 18 months, so I doubt that will happen. But hopefully I'm wrong, and hopefully we have a vaccine. Hopefully cases don't go up, although I expect cases to balloon. That leads me to my next point, which is Boris Johnson today has talked about the UK government action, which may include military on the streets, minimisation of travel, and potential banning of events similar to some other countries which are banning lots of people getting together. So this leads me to a thought experiment I was chatting to with my partner, which is about, what about if we all just took a one-year experiment and worked from home? If we worked from home and we socialised more in local communities rather than travelling in with big clusters of people, if we did things digitally instead of going face to face and going to big events, instead we use things like Netflix, YouTube, webcasting, teleconferencing, instead of going into meetings, instead of flying, doing things over the internet, maybe that could reduce the amount of infections. Hopefully it would save lives. That's the thing that's been going around my mind. I live with a couple of people here at the moment. I've also been considering, what could one do? Could one go somewhere where there were less people? I'm not sure, I don't know. But anyway, this is one video in my series of tracking my progress. I'll probably create a playlist or something like that. If you're interested in my videos, I have a whole range of different videos. I guess because I'm interested in personal development, in growing, and I believe that even average people can have, and I believe I'm average, I believe that average people can have beyond average results in life, can do things well and above and beyond what their natural, quote unquote, natural abilities are. And yeah, I believe in personal development. So my videos are about this. They're about the ability that anybody can achieve whatever they want to achieve. I have a series about how anybody can start things from scratch. I've started various things from scratch in that playlist. I've also got series and playlists on how you can start freelancing, how you can improve your career, how you can start saving and investing. I've just started trading, and I may, if I learn more about trading, make some videos on that. I don't know. It is insanely difficult. I think it's one of the hardest things that I've ever done. Although I guess at the time I found breakdancing pretty hard, and running a 4-minute mile, and I was able to do those things. So maybe I can learn trading, I don't know. Anyway, that comes to the conclusion of this video. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope that by the time you watch this video, we've got a cure. So I believe in personal development and personal growth. I believe that, as I said before, that average people can have above average returns. I believe that knowledge is power, especially the right kind of knowledge. And ultimately, that progress is everything. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.